I awoke one night to a storm outside. Suddenly, I was in the same storm. Another world. The murk of the gnarled woods sank before my eyes. Down the valley. Cried from the turmoil.
Come, come.
Rocks strewed the wood's floor, wet with rain. Unwelcome hulks which I tripped against. Then, smooth edges. A kind of shadow appeared.
Not man, I thought, nor woman either, yet still a human shape.
Ha!
Shh!
More figures came and went, each featureless but each rendingly human, disturbing me as if I had seen a friend far off, but then, drawing near, had found it was not.
One hour we travelled in a dim cleave. We crossed a river. I turned to see a threw their shadow on the torrent where it writhed and foamed with vivid motion. I dipper bobbed. Agony of recollection lost entered me, urging with a deep tug.
Who are you?
I cried over the hush.
You knew me once. Tell me, who are you?
I cried. The shadows swam silently.
At least,
I pressed.
recollect the place.
In the buttercup meadow, playing with loud crystal voices, damming the small streams to make our pools deep and transparent.
With my eyes still fixed behind me, on the fresh pictures, on the figures wading through new streams of consciousness, modelling the clearness we possess at one place and one event. I went.
We found ourselves traversing a broad white plain where flocks of figures drove in the dun air, this way and that.
Having alighted, some like snowflakes drifted and swirled and then settled. Others came at us in barbed flurries and under our eyes vanished. Among those shy shapes shrouding the expanse was one who was drawn to me, who followed me like the spume eddies in a boat's wake. I split the silence with my question. "What are you doing here?" To which the shape gave a strange reply.
The wind, the tin wind.
Somewhere
nourishing the dark madness that curdles the soft moisture from the west cassiterite wind. I am asleep beneath the metallic gale, the metallic strumming of wind in its white purity.
Oh, tell me, where and how did we meet?
I walked along the earth path by the river. My soft, fair hair blew leaf-like into the grey and fell to the water beneath in a dull green reflection, shoulders tilted. I returned. Across the tracks a dawn fox had left on a night's sheet. At the breakfast table, a letter.
Shadow was moving about here. I heard panting sounds and saw an outline impale itself on branches as it spun scared glances over its shoulder. A great yellow rose and velvet blood trickled from the wounded shadow's flank. But then, as in a film shown backwards, the shadow drew itself up off the spikes, casting a fresh backward looks as it retired again. But imagine my amazement when in a moment the shadow reappeared and the grim scene recurred.
What are you doing? Why haven't you learned?
Show me the one who can learn to avoid destiny. I danced alone one evening in the hollow below the pines, and behind I saw Dewar dance, tracing for me predestined lines.
In that strange light, we stumbled upon tongues licking at the skyline, whose lurid shapes danced around enormous boulders, moved on them, worked them malleable to the eye as hot asphalt. The rim of the hill flickered with the eclipsed sun. a shadow in the wind jumped on me and pushed me down. Exulting in the deftness of hands that could hold so softly and yet slam. Its cooling sweat smelt of salt freshness.
But what is it you want?
Recall the way! Roll away!
I wheezed, pressed back on the face of the boulder and puzzled, and
How?
moaned the wind's shadow, turning from me in its confusion, frowning. Mind the drop to the sealed pond, my guide exhorted. We descended on a quarry long disused. A shadow floated here, like a giant water boatman denting the liquid skin. The black water banded the yellow sun strands that beamed between a sallow's leaves and took on aposematic coloration. With that black ink, the boatman scrawled on the paper of that shining surface.
What the eye sees to these clear waters, my soul and body are led. Beauty being at the start simple, but when, as it does, the eye closes, the heart suffers